The townspeople called upon the local wizard Imogen to rid them of the monstrous fire-breathing dragon that had besieged them. He transformed himself into a dragon even more powerful than the real one. The monster was quickly destroyed, but the strain of the transformation was so great that when Imogen returned to his normal state, his mind snapped. Ovine by Design presents Imogen. He's done it. He's actually gone back to redo one of the most niche playthroughs on the channel. Hey guys, Saxophobia here, and we're taking a refreshing look back at 2010, and the second game that I ever Let's Played for the channel, Imogen. But this time giving it the attention it deserves. Higher quality, best graphical version, and actually showing it off the way I had originally intended for this BBC Micro classic. Starting with the first one. So Imogen is stuck in this magic cave and has to collect the 16 parts of the magical amulet in order to escape. We're on the first level here, Balloonacy, and every time we complete a level we move on to the next one. If I start at A, it means I'll end on P. That's the way we want to be doing this. So for anyone who didn't watch my original playthrough, we're playing as Imogen. We have a limited magic meter, and we can metamorph into a monkey or a cat. This is very crucial for being able to solve puzzles. And of course, since this is a ye-olde BBC Micro game remade for Windows, the control seems quite interesting. So you've got Z and X as your left and right buttons. You've got the arrow keys to scroll between the commands and the metamorphosis. Spacebar will be to change what command you're using on the top, and then Enter basically is going to be either your action button, or if you're moving, it's going to be the jump button. Balloonacy is a really good level to start with because it kind of gives you the ropes of how the puzzles work and an idea for how magic is important for changing between the different creatures. As you've seen, the monkey can climb up ropes, and the cat can go over large jumps that Imogen cannot get to as a human. The important thing for Imogen as a wizard though is he is the only one who can use tools. So basically, the cat is for getting over high distances and the monkey is for navigating rope-based puzzles. It's really fun because this game still to this day holds up very well, and this remake came out in 2003. So I've had a long time exposure with this game, and even now replaying it is incredibly nostalgic, and I do love it. So, we got the bow and arrow at the left hand side of the screen. We use that to knock out the table there on the balloon, and that means now as the cat, we can go down here and fall off the block. No, we can climb up the blocks and we can go over to the right hand side, where there is a jelly baby blocking our way. But thankfully, we have the tools to deal with balloons, and also to deal with jelly babies who may or may not be causing us trouble. So the important thing to do, spear him. Bit unfortunate, but them's the breaks. We have a place to be, we have a thing to get through, and that was a very narrow jump there, kitty cat. Okay, so we just hop across this balloon, jump onto that rope, go to the top, and we grab the crystal. And as it is a tool in our inventory, only Imogen can use it. Every time we change using Metamorphosis, that's going to use up 1 count of our magic meter. We have a fixed total of 50, and that is all we have for the entirety of the puzzles throughout this game. Now, interestingly, in the original game, dripping stuff is the second level, but in the remake of Imogen, it actually actively shuffles your levels. I'm going to be going based on the level order that's in the original because that's a lot easier to translate across. And the level names that you're given in the remake on the side frame are actually the passwords you would use to access those levels in the original. Then they would give you a different kind of password for the 2003 version. Regardless, dripping stuff is technically the second level, so that's what we're on to next. Little Fido over here is blocking our way to the crystal. So first things first, we need to get this bottle, and we need to start doing a little bit of fluid puzzles. But nothing too complicated, nothing with cogs and gears or anything. We just need to do a little bit of watering. So let's get straight onto that. Gotta go to this plant, and gotta go water this. It'd be great if I actually watered the plant and not the ground in front of the plant. That's gonna make my life a whole lot more difficult than it needs to be. Thank you. So, over here, there. So while that starts growing, it's going to get a couple more leaves. We do need to go get more water, of course. Thank you. We basically want to get this plant to touch the ceiling, that way we can climb all the way up. And we're going to be all hunky-dory. Make sure that finishes growing. Lovely. Thank you. And I think this last one should get it to the ceiling from memory. If it doesn't, worst case, we just put in a fourth one. It's been a little while. Like, I'm stupidly nostalgic for this game, but I think I'd be lying if I said that I played it more recently than I did for this recording. Because, it's all coming back to me. This is a game that I never had the chance to play the BBC Micro version of, but the remake I played like crazy. I think it was one of the games I played the most when I first got my XP, and it was a nice real kind of insight into the games from well before I was born. Like, the original came out in, what, 86? 86, I think, from memory. Acornsoft did amazingly with that game. So, thing to be aware of, this acid here does not look particularly palatable. So, obviously that means this is the kind of thing that we should go and take to Fido to see if we can move them from the bowl. Not the most humane thing to do, but again, we've been thrown into these puzzles with intent on the mind. I do want to be careful of that bucket as I go past it, because I cannot rightly remember if the poison gets overlapped by the water, and I'm not really willing to waste magic to find out. So, there we go, Fido. Thank you. So sorry for the tummy ache. Tummy ache? Tummy ache. I can do the talk. Regardless. That is dripping stuff done. 2 crystals down, 14 to go. So third up should be Sea Sword. Awesome. Okay. First things first, let's save over that old save. There we go. Fantastic. So, third level Sea Sword. First things first, we've got a seesaw there with a sword on it. Haha, have you seen the puzzle? No. But yeah, nice and straightforward, and I like the wordplay in the level puzzles because it kind of illustrates to you what you need to do in them. And it's very simple puzzle direction, and also I like the wordplay that they give you with the puzzle as well, because it sort of encourages you to play around with whatever the wordplay is they've given you for the puzzle itself. Now, I think I'm climbing up, yeah, facing the wrong direction, which is not ideal. Can I do something from here? Well, I'm gonna have to try, so let's do that then. Alley up. Knock that one off. Then that goes there. Brilliant. Lovely. Okay, so get the rock and go down over here, and then we go and throw it at a seesaw. Delightful. Alright, do as much as we can with the monkey. Now, that ledge should be close enough. And as Imogen, throw that there, that goes there. Sword gets pranged in the wall. Now we've just got to climb up as the monkey and grab it. Awesome. Now, if Imogen could just get upstairs, that'd be lovely. Perfect. Awesome. Now, I can't rightly remember if Imogen throws the sword or just sort of hacks at the rope with it. But thankfully, I can do both of those things from down here. There we go. Okay, yeah. Whack. Get it? Yes! He sticks the landing! Fantastic! With that, 3 crystals down. Fantastic. Nice simple puzzle, but it's fun that it gives you time to play around with physics. Gnu-Problem! Oh, I do like this one. The password for this one is no climbing. Oh, would it be Gnu-Problem? This game is filled with puns! Get used to it! Okay. So, the fun thing about this, I don't want to waste the magic on it, but if we try and climb here, the new climbing sign stops us from climbing, because new climbing. Don't you know? So the idea is we need to find a way to actually move that sign out of the way so that we can actually climb in that screen. So if we take the cat over to the right-hand side over here, there's this jelly baby on guard duty, and there's a very precariously placed precariously placed handgun down there. I wonder what that could be for. Jeez, I wonder. Could it possibly be that we're going to kill another jelly baby? Is there a theme emerging here? Yes, there is a theme emerging here. We're going to Imogen's packing heat. No. New problem for me, thank you very much. So we take the kitty cat over here, then we go to the left side, and the gun is actually used for more than just shooting jelly babies. Because of course a gun will normally have knockback to it, and while it's not necessarily sound physics, nor was that English to be fair, we can use the power of knockback of a gun to shoot a sign out of the screen, so there's there's that, I guess. We can debate the physics of it as much as you like. But now that that's moved, it means we can change to the monkey and we can actually now climb in this screen. Which now means that the next screen is the screen we can no longer climb in, which means, since we're still holding onto the gun even though we've got the axe now, we've just got to shoot it back so we can climb in this middle screen here. And that new head always made me Newt feel very good. Puns, 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 puns. No problems with puns. Okay, gonna go shoot a sign again. I mean, to be fair, if Link can cut it in half with a boomerang, I'm sure that Imogen can knock it out of a screen with an M44. Okay, cool beans. Up we go. Over the head, back this way, and then zigzag back to head in the other direction because I really don't want to waste magic with the monkey climbing down and all of that nonsense. Now, provided I don't get ridiculous knockback from the axe, I think... Awesome. There we go. Wooden block done. Crystal get. That's 4 crystal shards in our possession. Where to next, Imogen? Okay, we're in Whippet. Fantastic. What was the part? RSPCA not here. I forgot that was the password. Oh my goodness, this game needs to chill. But yeah, this is a fun one, but definitely the subject matter is not necessarily the most tasteful, hence the password of choice. And as I live in Australia, I know exactly what the RSPCA is, and yeah, well, awareness is always an important thing. So, viewer discretion is advised, because I would never do this to my dog. So we need to move the Whippet back using this whip here, because it's a pun. But the game is very well aware that this kind of thing is not condoned, so don't think for a second that this is okay. It's part of the puzzle. Contextually, it makes sense. In the modern age, it's not okay. This frog is the source of many of frustrations trying to solve a puzzle when I was a kid. Because every time the monkey goes to the side where the frog is, it's gonna jump over there. And there's no way of being quick about this. There is no way to get the monkey there faster so he can grab the frog. What you actually need to do is change to the cat here and jump to the other side where the frog is. Which sucks if you fall down the middle. Because this could be potentially a place where I waste a lot of magic, and I'm not in the mood for that. Thank you very much. Gotcha. Okay, so we did lose a little bit of magic, but thankfully, the 150 is pretty good in terms of the tolerance of what we have to work with. So now all we need to do is just head back to where the Speak Here jelly baby was when we stop falling on the floor. When we stop falling on the floor, ideally. That's the plan, at least. Excuse me, little Whippet, could I get a lift? Thank you. And this is why we needed the whip, because if we try and get past him, he's very protective of the rope. So we've got a little frog, and the frog likes to make noise. So if we take him to the Speak Here sign, he does a lot of the talking. And with that, that's this level all sorted. Why is that frog not talking to me? Anyways, that is Whippet done. I can't use the crystal as Imogen. Not when he's a monkey, only when he's a wizard. Cool. 5 crystals under our belt. Next up. Wait. Yes! My favorite one of them all. Saxophobia! Oh boy. This is to me quintessential Imogen. And music kills, which we will understand as we keep going. But the main thing we need to do is get past these two mice here throwing the ball. Thankfully, I am a proponent of doing puzzle solving when playing Oddworld, so dodging something that is in motion should be, ideally, something that I have a little bit of practice with. And so far, so good! I love the music in this level as well, it's so good. It just, everything about this level comes together so well. And yes, I get it, the music for this game does randomly generate between about 4 to 5 tracks, but oof, they stick with you so much. And I don't know what it is, but every time I played Saxophobia, I always had this music track, so I automatically associate the two with one another. That's just part of the way I grew up playing this game, so it's just good fun. Now I'm gonna jump over here. We're gonna go this way, and then Imogen's gonna play the cool tunes. Now I can't remember, does it just open because it's heavier? Yes! Let's do it! There's Jelly Baby here. He can hear me playing, but he's not really into it. So, I mean, now the main thing to do is with the cat, because of these annoying tiny little stairs here, we need to get up next to where the Jelly Baby is, and follow the passwords instructions. Guess I killed a Jelly Baby. Alrighty. That's my personal favorite level out of the way. But how can the rest of them be as good as that?